Hamza Igamane's name is beginning to generate serious traction across European football, and for good reason. After a standout campaign in Glasgow, the young striker is now firmly on the radar of several top clubs, with momentum building behind the scenes. Rangers, preparing for a new era under fresh leadership, are well aware of the growing interest in one of their most promising assets. As the summer window opens and teams across the continent begin shaping their squads, Igamane has become a player whose situation is being watched closely. New developments have emerged in recent days that could have a major impact not just on Rangers' plans, but on the wider transfer landscape. The interest is real, and the competition could soon heat up. So who is involved, and what does the future for one of Rangers' brightest stars look like? Let's break this down, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Andrew Kavanagh insists Rangers will not seek a sugar high with an immediate cash splurge, as he vowed to rebuild the club sustainably on and off the park in the coming years. And he has assured supporters that there will be no fire sale of the main assets within the squad unless the deals on the table represent the right ones for Rangers this summer. Kavanagh overcame his first hurdle as chairman on Monday as shareholders agreed to back EGM proposals for a £20 million share issue. As part of that deal, Rangers will change from a PLC to a limited company, and Kavanagh outlined how that switch will look for supporters in terms of public accountability and financial information. Douglas Park, Stuart Gibson, and George Taylor have contributed to the initial capital drive to ensure their stakes remain above predetermined levels following the 51% takeover deal last month. The funds will be the basis of the budget that head coach Russell Martin is given to overhaul the squad he has inherited at Ibrox. Rangers could bank significant sums by selling the likes of Nicholas Raskin or Hamza Igamane this summer, and the lure of a potential Champions League bounty remains an attractive, if unlikely, avenue for Rangers this term. Kavanagh met with members of the media following the EGM on Monday and has outlined how the £20 million will be utilised as the new board look to run Rangers in a sustainable and successful manner going forward. "I look at this pretty simply," Kavanagh said. "We have plans for anything. It is not as if we are banking on that, and if it doesn't happen, then there is some sort of a problem. That is not the case at all, but it is our goal. As we increase revenue, which comes from the Champions League, then we get to reinvest that in the club. That is why it is the goal from both a sporting perspective and the revenue model perspective. Again, we won't go into individual players or even this summer's window with any specificity. But the world of football is one where you acquire players and they move on for bigger fees. That is part of the financial model for any club. At any club that is not one of the top 5 in the world, players are not permanent, and players will at times move on, and clubs will make a fee for them, and it is good for the club and good for the players. The £20 million is the amount of primary capital that we are putting in. We have been careful to not say we won't put more in and to not say we will put in. When we think about the amount of capital that is needed, we look at it through 3 lenses. The first is what impact will it have, and we think £20 million into the club. And again, we're not being specific about where the £20 million is going. We think £20 million is the right amount this summer. And the other 2 lenses that we look though are FSR, and making sure we are running the club in a sustainable way. We are not looking for what I think of as the sugar high. Come and spend some money, sign some players and try to win something, and then you have the sugar crash that comes from that. Our ownership group has looked at this on a long-term basis. One of the things we hope we bring is the financial power to create stability, so we are not living hand to mouth, and the club can operate from a platform of stability. Now, in some huge Hamza Igamane news, Rangers could soon find themselves in a transfer battle to hold on to one of their brightest talents, as Hamza Igamane attracts serious attention from across Europe. The 22-year-old Moroccan forward, who cost the club just £1.7 million last summer, proved an absolute steal during his debut season at Ibrox. With 16 goals and 3 assists in all competitions, Igamane quickly established himself as a standout performer, and now some of Europe's biggest names are circling. According to sources close to the club, Ligue 1 giants Marseille have been closely monitoring Igamane's progress for some time. Their interest, first revealed by transfer guru Fraser Fletcher back in May, remains very much alive. Sources suggest Marseille have been in contact with the player's representatives since the winter, laying the groundwork for a potential summer swoop. They've now asked for fresh information as they weigh up whether to make their move. Italian side Lazio have also entered the picture, though their interest isn't as far along. Under returning manager Maurizio Sarri, the Serie A club are in the market for attacking reinforcements, and Igamane is firmly on their radar. However, Lazio's inquiries have so far been preliminary, with no formal steps taken toward an offer. Rangers, now preparing for a fresh chapter under new manager Russell Martin and the club's incoming ownership, are determined not to let their key assets go without a fight. They've set a £20 million valuation for Igamane, a significant markup on their original investment, though it is understood that figure might be open to negotiation. Adding to the intrigue, Premier League sides Everton and West Ham have also shown interest. While neither English club has yet made an official approach, both are believed to be keeping close tabs on the situation. With clubs from France, Italy, and England all circling, the future of Hamza Igamane is set to become one of the most talked about stories of the transfer window. For Rangers, the question now is whether they can resist the pressure, or whether a sizable offer will see their breakout star move on after just one electric season in Glasgow. Finally, Lyle Cameron sustained a minor injury in personal training before pre-season and will rejoin his new teammate soon. RFC News understands. The 22-year-old is the Ibrox club's sole summer signing up to this point, arriving on a free transfer from Dundee. Cameron impressed at Dens Park last season, scoring 14 goals and assisting 11 across 41 appearances in all competitions. While recent fears have emerged over his condition, he will be back with the team soon as Russell Martin gets down to work ahead of the new campaign. Earlier in the season, I was asked if I'd like to play for a club like Rangers, and I said yeah, quipped Cameron in a recent interview with Rangers TV. I got a bit of slack for that at the time, but I just felt like playing for a club like this is a dream come true, and I just can't wait to get started. I definitely think this can push me to the next level. It's a big change moving through here. I've always lived at home, so that is going to be a big change for me. There are a lot more games, a lot bigger expectations. It will be a massive change for me, and I'll need to learn to deal with that. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.